First of all, it's such a blessing, and it is, I feel so great starting Feb like this, starting the year like this, because conversations are very important, because exchange of ideas are very important, because when you hear, then you think, and then you do. So the kind of questions that were asked today, they've got me thinking, and hopefully I will be doing a lot on that. I love the setup, just sitting here under the tree, just you feel at home. There's a moon right on top. There is the people were all around the audience, and there is a certain energy that is there. And I've just started going for literature and for festivals, and I cannot wait to have more of these conversations, because every time we interact, there is so much that we ourselves get to learn. So thank you for having me, and thank you for the amazing hospitality, for the questions, and for this everything around. And in fact, I've heard there is great coffee and books that are being sold as well. So after this interview, I'm going to run over there and get some of that. Books are very important. Two questions that my dad always used to ask me was, book kaun si pad rahe ho and exercise ki nahi ki, which is which book are you reading and have you worked out or not. And because of that, I understood the importance of physical and mental fitness, because both go hand in hand. We had a 5:45 a.m. flight in the morning, and throughout the flight, in the flight, I was reading as soon as I woke up. So what happens is, one thing that really helps is if you set a routine, because there's another book that I'm reading where I learned all this. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. So I think the more you read, the more you get to know about the world and also about yourself. So I would highly recommend, even if you're not a reader and if you wanted to read but somehow you don't find the time to read, start with 2 pages. Start with 2 minutes. Anything that you want to do, just start with doing 1% of that, and then that will just multiply and you'll be happy with the healthy habits that you have. I feel currents are very important, and so is change. That is the only constant. And rather than changing the world or people, I think it's high time we sit and understand what are the things that we would like to change about ourselves, and what can we do to be that current, so that when people meet us, they can flow with us, that there are more discussions. We try to understand each other rather than make the other person understand our point of view. Let's just try to understand what is their point of view, because I think the more we listen, the more we learn. One thing that I've always been a backbencher, so one thing that I have learned from my husband and my father is discipline. So that is one change that I want to get in myself, is that I want to, as actors, our days are very different, which is also the beauty. But when there is so much that is happening, if we have our anchors set, then I think that just helps us to be a better version of ourselves. So discipline is something that I definitely want to inculcate and get more of. One change that I would like to see in the world is, let's stop judging. Let's stop pointing fingers. Let's let people be and figure out who we want to be and celebrate that. Instead of people pulling people down, let's take their hands and let's cheer and let's rejoice and let's celebrate that individuality. That is a change I would like to see. More of celebrations.
We should definitely talk about that actually.
Living in Andamans, those 3 years were one of the best years of my life, because I love nature. Again, we are in a country where there is Kashmir to Kanyakumari. There is all kinds of beauty, be it in our clothes, our fabrics, be it in our songs, in our music, be it in our food, what is on our plate. There is so much to explore, and that is one of the most amazing things about being a human being, is that we can taste all of this, and not just like tasting from here, but tasting from all our senses. Andamans, one thing that I loved about is, so I started learning Bharatanatyam while I was in Andamans, and the feeling of a community. Their fast food was idli, and which was nutritious. I think there is a lot to learn from the West, and we should celebrate that definitely. but there is a lot to learn from each other as well, and that we should not forget. I started performing on stage from Delhi and then Andamans, but my love for acting I understood even better over there because of the wonderful teachers that I had. Even while Bharatnatyam, we used to do our classes, and after that I used to have a meal. I love food. So I used to have the meal. Even a maths teacher, when I used to go over there, मैं वहाँ पे भी खाती थी. So clearly, khana is a very important part of my being, and just celebrating and being like the joy in simple things. There was a library over there. I used to go sit, and the silence over there. There was magic in that place. Weekends, the plan used to be going to a park and boating. I think now what is happening is we are losing out on the simple things in life. Andamans, and just talking about Andamans makes me smile. And there were people from all over India over there, and we lived as one. That needs to happen. I would like to see that,
And
living as one. Gajgamani Gupta urf Golu Gupta, one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite girls. She is she's just learning. She's just learning all the time how to survive. She loves her books. She loves poetry. Emotionally, physically, I got into fitness because of her. Because when I was playing the character, I knew that if this little girl is picking up the gun, strength comes from here, here, also here. So she made me understand so much more about myself. In fact, while playing her, for a long time she did not leave me. So I also understood acting much more playing her, and she is one character that has been with me for the past 9 years, and now there's a feature film that will be coming out, and there will be Mirzapur season 4 that will be coming out, and I cannot wait to meet her again. I cannot wait to be her again. I love you, Golu.